This is the NWTF, that's the National Wild Turkey Foundation, and I bought this in a box of hats. This is new.
As historical author Anthony Brandt has said, other things may change us, but we start and end with family. I've been picking the Commonwealth for 20 years, searching high and low at yard, estate sales, antique malls, thrift stores, junk shops, garages, and sometimes even barns for treasures I can pass on to new homes through eBay. But now as I watch my little ones growing up before my eyes, I find that my real treasures are right here with me every day. So join us as we pick, flip, and resell on our 2 eBay stores and in our 2 antique booths.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Picker. We are in the eBay cave tonight and we are going to make a field trip to the Commonwealth cabin because I just looked down at my list over here of what's sold and I saw 2 things that are out there in the Commonwealth cabin. I start pulling items that sold so we can put them on the video, and then I thought, you know what, those 2 are out there, we're just going to leave them out there and we'll take a little trip and give you a little peek into there as we progress. We're pretty much ready to get in there. There's a couple little finishing touches. I'm doing some things out there and doing some things in here. And I want to have those final little things in place and then we'll transition out there. But like I said, always, we're never going to leave this place. We're always going to use this. And we're doing a little bit each day in here to organize what we're doing so that we can run a little bit smoother operation with me and Blue Ridge Mama and the Homeschool Hustlers helping out. And everybody knows where everything's at. And it'll help my absent-minded mind organize things for itself as well. Which reminds me, I wanted to remind you, and I write little notes to myself so I can remember to remind you. And the thing that I wanted to remind you today is I think the Q2 coupon for eBay stores is now going to be available. I believe that's the case. If you don't remember how to do that, if you have an eBay store, I did put a little tutorial video on Commonwealth Flipper a while back, and you can go to the how-to section and find that one. If you forget, like me, I forget every single time. 3 months go by, I'm like, how do I find that coupon? Maybe I should go watch my own tutorial. And the last thing I want to talk about for just a second was the eBay model. And I don't want to get into the great debate, Amazon, eBay. That's not the point of this at all. I think they both have incredible virtues and can serve a lot of us resellers very well in transitioning between them. I am predominantly, almost entirely eBay, but I use other platforms as well. And I know at some point in the future, we may have to shift onto different platforms to make our models more viable and to make the profits we're used to making. I don't know when that time is, but I know in my own mind that I would make that switch if I felt it was necessary. But right now it seems to me that the eBay model being fulfilled by merchant is working fairly well. I hear a lot of people's sales are way up. A lot of people's sales are way down. A lot of people say they don't notice any change at all. You know, there are some changes, I think, in the type of item that's being sold. Those kind of happen from season to season anyways, but that's much more market, I think, here in this current environment that we're in, trying to navigate these new waters as resellers, as this country kind of tries to navigate itself through this new world that we're experiencing. So let me know, are your sales up? Are they down? Are they even? We've talked about different types of items that are selling, and I continue to want to hear about that and see how that is going as the days and the weeks of this go on and on. You know, one precaution I've taken, and I don't make light of it at all, but it's something I really never thought of, and it's probably good practice, you know, is sanitizing my hands before I ship things. And taking those kind of precautions. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do, but I do know that all those old sayings that our grandparents used to have, they were sayings for a reason, and one of them was an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So with that in mind, let's take a look at what's sold today. Here's a GE refrigerator water filter. And this is the kind of item that you would think, you know, an Amazon item. And a lot of folks, you know, who do Amazon FBA have shifted over to Amazon FBM. And a lot of people do both anyways. Even though I don't do Amazon, I am curious about all of the reselling world. And I learn a lot from a lot of different people out there. And so a lot of them are selling all kinds of stuff FBM. But the workload is massive, and I can only imagine. So this is something that I picked up really cheap. Just, I think this one was 50 cents, and it sold for $16.50 free shipping. And I have a nice little box, a 4x6 by 4x4x6 box fits this thing perfectly. It's really hard, so just a little bit of packaging, and it'll stay under 16 ounces. I haven't sold a hat in a while. This is the NWTF, that's the National Wild Turkey Foundation. And I bought this in a box of hats. This is new. It's got the cardboard in it. Bought this in a big box of hats, and it had like 5 or 6 of these in it, and a bunch of different stuff. I'm not even sure. Ward Burton and all kinds of different stuff in it. And I paid $1 for the whole box. This one sold for $8.99 plus shipping. So, you know, I'm basically into it for maybe a dime. I'm not even sure if it's that much. And there's different years. This is the year 2000. So this is going to be about maybe about a $7.50 profit. All right, this one is going out to William, and William writes, actually puts a question in here, and I will do my best to answer this on the Commonwealth Flipper channel because it's not a short answer, it's a long answer, and I do videos. I usually put them out on Fridays that answers questions, and this would be a good one for that show. But since he put it on a purchase, I'm going to mention it real quick and give a short answer. Hey buddy, thanks for the content, learned a lot. I'm also a part-time reseller on eBay and Amazon. I was wondering if you could do a video or at least mention how you do your accounting. So, and then he writes a few other things and talks about GoDaddy and QuickBooks and all that. So he says he uses a spreadsheet. So I have only ever just used a spreadsheet and then kept a paper trail of everything else so that I could document those things in the future. I'm no CPA, I don't want to give any great advice, but it depends on how complex your business is, I think, and how much money it's making, whether you want to make that investment or not. So you need to figure out a way for sure. I think just the plain old spreadsheet way is viable. It does take more time, but I think it's probably the best way to go for new resellers to begin to keep track of it. Not to mention, it's a good practice to actually see the numbers adding up for fees and shipping costs on one item, so you know what you're making on each item, and then using that as your tax preparation is good for two different things. Obviously for your taxes, but also to get the knowledge of what is worth your time and what is not worth your time. So I'm not obviously affiliated with any of these folks, so I don't want to give any shout outs to any companies here because I haven't used any of them. I can tell you this, but because the complexity of my business has changed in the last, say, 6 months, adding in a little bit of YouTube and adding in those antique booths that I do, also adding in different things, Mercari and Poshmark and Facebook Marketplace and eBay, and wrapping that all up, it's getting hard to just use the spreadsheet method, and it's going to be better for me in the future to sign up for some service to help me in the process. Now, I use an accountant to do my taxes in the end because I don't want to take any chances. I want to make sure everything's done right. And so that's my best advice, is to go talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about a lot more than me. So I will go over that and I'll do a little bit of research and we'll put it over there on the Commonwealth Flipper channel. I'll even put some links to some other folks. I know there are some other YouTubers out there who have done these videos before, and I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to point you in their direction, and they might be able to help you a little bit more. So thank you, William, and we hope he brings you great reselling luck. All right, next 2 items are out in the Commonwealth cabin, so I'm going to grab this camera and you can take a field trip with me. All right, we've got 2 items out here in the Commonwealth cabin, and I'm really excited. Both of them are gone, even though one of them I have a couple more left. So the first one here is this University of Arizona Wildcat puzzle, and I've talked about this before. It was a bad buy, a bad Goodwill buy, 99 cents, but it is going to go first class. It's only $12.96. It was bought for 99 cents. It's going to go first class barely. A lot of people ship these out priority mail, and it makes them really price prohibitive, but I just put in the description, hey, I'm going to ship this thing out, and we're going to do it first class and save us both some money here. We're going to put one thing of bubble wrap around it, slip it in a poly bag. And this is the kind of thing, you know, I haven't sold these things forever and ever and ever, and now all of a sudden they are selling because people are stuck in their houses. And I guess this is, you know, somebody could put this into a puzzle and frame it, and they have a nice little thing for their man cave. All right, next item is going to be back here, and my wife came and did this the other day, put all these all these plush? I don't know, I'm going to ask an English teacher there. All these plush. Yeah. What do you think? And put them all in here. And the one I'm looking for is right here. Look at this. She even organized it. Look, Care Bears there. That's kind of like not terribly organized, I suppose. And Smurfs, and she's got all the Popples there. Garfield. There you go. Garfield and Odie. Look, she put Odie with Garfield. Isn't that sweet? All right, and this one right here is an Our Generation doll. It's not an American Girl doll, and we bought this in a lot of American Girl dolls, and this one was kind of in the box as well. And so we picked it up as well because we got a bulk deal on this one, and we made a bunch of money on the American Girl dolls, and this one sold for $10 plus shipping, but it's all pure profit at this point. So anyways, happy that that one's gone.
These are misfits.
I love it. All right, Reagan just came in while we were grabbing this doll right here, and she has been separating out the misfits from the non-misfits. So these are all misfits, so they just have something wrong with them, right? So the back's got missing some stuff. Let's see what's wrong with that one. I don't know. Oh, it's coming off right there. That A's coming off, and sometimes they come off in shipping, so you get one that might not be perfect, but she separated them all out. You're an awesome little helper. You making some money? Have you been timing yourself?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we have 2 Eneman going out, and let me read this note. It says, "Hi there, been watching for a couple of months. Like most watchers need to get one before they're gone. So we're down to 599. So I don't think they'll disappear too quick, but the way they're going, maybe by midsummer, who knows." The second one is for my son, who just recently started selling on eBay, and he figures he needs one for some good luck as well. So appreciate the content, and thank you so much, Manuela. So thank you, and we hope they bring both of you wonderful reselling luck. All right, now this one didn't sell. That one sold, but I saw this. My wife took pictures of this and brought it down, and I'm like, I got to show this one on the show. It says, America, I don't know if you can see this really good or not, America's #1 sport, drag racing. And I remember these shirts. My wife says she doesn't, but she's a little bit younger than me. And I think that these things need to make a comeback. What do you think? I think we need to see more of these shirts out there. These things are pretty cool. I think it would bring some good money, but it does have some staining issues down here, unfortunately. But it is single stitch, so. Anyway, I thought that thing was cool. She said, "You like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'd wear that thing. That thing's awesome." So we'll see what it sells for. I don't even know what she's listed it for yet. She listed it as a boho secretary 70s blouse, and it's from JCPenney. It's got that little collar, something you would see on one of those old 70s sitcom TV shows, and it's pretty cool, and it sold for $18 free shipping, so this one didn't have much value. All these 70s clothes have tons and tons of watchers. She lists it, and it has dozens of watchers by the end of the day, but very few people are buying them compared to how many watchers there are. We're selling, you know, if you've been watching the show, we're selling 2 or 3 a day lately. And if she keeps listing like she is, I think that'll stay pretty consistent for the next couple of weeks. And I like selling them because I look at them and, you know, it's just not the typical clothes you sell. So I like it. $18 free shipping, though, is not a big profit. And we're splitting it 50-50. So we're going to have to add that to the Sunny Shares sale, and I'll give you a total. That brings us to a total of $316 so far, and it's a 50-50 split, so that's 100 and, boy, I gotta do my math here, 158 a piece so far. I just got a message from Commonwealth Grammy on my phone just a minute ago, and she gave me 2 addresses to send these 2 Fleet Enemans. So apparently my favorite viewer out there, Mumsy in Arizona, is gonna have one of these guys headed your way, and we hope you enjoy it, and we appreciate you watching every single day. And the other one, I think, is going to South Carolina to my aunt that I mentioned in yesterday's video. I hope you enjoy it as well. And no, I didn't make my grandmother pay for it, by the way, or my aunt, or my mother for that matter. Had a viewer buy an Eneman, and it's headed off to Canada, and I wanted to walk you through that pirate ship process in just a minute. And after that, hang around and check out a nice little gift somebody sent us that's in the Commonwealth cabin, and we'll let you take a look at that. And thank y'all for joining us every single day. We hope this gives you some kind of respite away from the news of the day every single day. And we are glad that you come and join us every day. And we hope you come back tomorrow, and we'll see you next time. Just want to show you something real quick. I charge $8 to ship something to Canada. Excuse me, I charge $8 to ship an Eneman to Canada. eBay charges $11.06. Pirate ship is $8.95. And retail is $12.25. So $12.25 retail, $11.06 eBay, $8.95 pirate ship, and I charge $8. And it's on its way to Canada. Just turned the camera off and realized I had one more sale. It was so small I forgot about it. It's just an old Verizon. Look, it's even got scuffs on it. Verizon LG flip phone. It does power on. It does take a charge. That's the extent of my testing on it. I got it for free. So for $12.50. Shipping will it'll be probably lower than $3.09 is my guess. I haven't seen where it's going to. But it'll be probably cheaper than $3. Fees on that, we'll call it $2. Got it for free, so we're $5 into it. $12.50 is what we got. So it's a $7.50 profit on that little phone right there. All right, and this guy showed up in our P.O. box the other day, and this came from Rick, and Rick wrote a really nice note, and he thought it would look cool and be a little different in here, and I totally agree. And Reagan just loves koalas. I don't know if you know this about Reagan, but she loves just about any animal. She just loves them. I think she'll work on a farm someday or own one or something. I'm not quite sure. But that one is pretty neat, and we are going to find a place for it in here somewhere. I'm not quite sure where, but we will find a place for it, and you will see it in here. Rick, we appreciate it. Rick is from Florida. I don't know your connection with Australia, but that is really, really nice of you. And we do have some Australia viewers. Hey, if you're watching and you're from Australia, leave a comment below. And I know we have 3 or 4 that comment often. I just want to see how many more are out there. So we hope you all are doing well out there as well. And thank you, Rick, for your gift. We do appreciate it, and you'll see it in here soon.
And get up. Ooh, look at that one.
There's a baby down there, Reagan.
Look at that one.